Good morning, second graders. Happy Friday to you. Today we're going to continue working on word ladders. We're going to be completing page 90 in your binder called Animal Enemies. And I won't spend as much time going over it since I went over it in detail yesterday. But just to remind you that you do start at the bottom of the ladder. So you'll be starting with the word dog and working with that word, reading the clues by alternating each time. So and all the words you're going to be using are scattered all around the page, but not in the correct order. So those are there just for you to refer to and to know that it's going to be one of the words scattered around. So it will either be sit, cat, fig, spat, fog, fit, splat, pat, or sat. So you'll start with the word dog, and then you will read the clue on the left-hand side that says a thick mist of water vapor in the air. Change one letter. So you'll be changing one letter in the word dog to make it fit that description or that definition of a thick mist of water vapor in the air. Be one of those words, and then you'll use that word to follow the clues on the right-hand side. A small sweet fruit with tiny seeds, and you'll be changing one letter in that second word. Then you'll go back to the left using that word that you wrote, the third word, and you'll change one letter to make it fit the clue of to be the right size or shape. Then using that word, you'll go to the right, change one letter, and the clue is what you do in a chair. Then go back to the left, change one letter to fit the clue, to have been seated. Then go back to the right, add one letter to that word, and it means a little fight. Then back to the left, add one letter to that word, and it means a sound made when an egg hits the ground. Back to the right, take away two letters, means to touch someone on the head. Back to the left for your last word. Tigers and lions belong in this animal family, and you're going to change one letter to find that word. We'll come back for a second video to check your answers, but I want to give you time to complete the word ladder first. And then yesterday I mentioned that I think it's a wonderful time for you to be keeping a journal at home. And maybe you can even share part of that journal when we return to school. But to give you an example of my journal that I started today, Friday, April the 3rd, 2020, and I started my journal on the right-hand side. You can do this in a notebook. You can do this in a little diary. You can do this just on a regular separate sheet of notebook paper and make you a journal. But don't forget to start with the date. The date's so important so that one day when you look back on this date, you will know when you wrote it. Believe it or not, when you get older, you can't remember way back at everything you wrote and what time it was, so things will begin to run in together. So you'll be able to tell that this is April the 3rd, 2020, when you were a smart second grade student. But just to give you a demonstration, and remember it's important that when you're writing it to practice writing those complete sentences with capital letters and periods at the end of every thought. I actually even indented mine. I know in my class we've been talking about indenting by moving over 5 finger spaces. So practice doing that. But here's my paragraph that I wrote today. This is just to give you an example of how it doesn't have to be anything majorly exciting to write about. It can just be your thoughts, a little bit about the weather. And so here's what I wrote. Today is a beautiful day outside. I can't wait for it to warm up a little so I can go outside to play. I can tell spring is here because the flowers and trees are blooming. Today is Friday and we are still out of school because of a virus going around, but I am still learning at home and I am safe. I miss my class and friends, but I know I will get to be with them again soon because I am thinking positive. And that's just my paragraph. I could add to it as the day goes by if something happens exciting or anything, or if there's something I'm looking forward to maybe over the weekend. You don't have to write in your journal every day, but if you want to, I think it's fine. And you don't have to write that much every day. You can just write a few thoughts a little at a time. And like I said, you can always add to it. Well, be smart, stay positive, and I will be back with you in just a little bit, and we'll check your word ladder. Remember, you can always reach out to your teachers. We're all available today with our dojo and computers and YouTube videos. So just tell your mom to reach out to us if they need us, and we'll be back with you soon.